It's Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. So there was a coffee connection today in the lobby here at the Honorable Maxine Norfleet and the Honorable Michael DeMaya Mills lobby in the Lee Apartments. That's the legal name. 229 unions and coalitions do not refer to this building as the Lee Apartments anymore. Okay, so it's supposed to start at 11. I came down from my assigned studio unit at approximately 11:40. I said, hey, I see some of the professors, subject matter experts, media public relations specialists, and social scientists, what you may refer to as tenants, residents, clients, and or consumers, waiting in the lobby. I said, wow, did I miss it? So then I see the newly appointed tenant services coordinator, Marquise, former security guard with Allied Universal Security Services, now an employee for Breaking Ground. He's rolling out the coffee canister on the cart, similar to like a cart that you might see in the airport to all our newborn babies, daycare center, kindergarten, and young students. I said, wow, okay, I didn't miss it. Now, what had happened was we were given half a muffin at it with 4 boxes of muffin that held approximately, I would say, 12 muffins. Looked like pretty high quality muffins, but we got half a muffin. He split the muffin in half. I was like, what the hell is this? Is this like that movie? I think it was I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. When Chris Rock's character said, I just want to buy one rib. Instead of a slab of ribs, Isaac Hayes' character said, no, he gave me the price for a slab of ribs. He said, no, I don't want a slab, I just want one rib. That's how I felt, that as a grown adult woman, I get 1/2 of a muffin. Now, when I go in the store, I don't say, can I have half a muffin? May I buy a muffin? He had good flavors. He had coffee cake, cranberry, which is my favorite. I think blueberry and chocolate chip, something like that. I said, half? You got grown people in here? Now, wait a minute. And then during the coffee connection, tenant service coordinator Marquis says, and I quote, well, if you behave yourself, we're going trips into plays. And I said, behave ourselves. Wait a minute, that's a paraphrase. Behavior, depending on your behavior. I said, behave ourselves. Behave like what? Fools? And I was being sarcastic. No, like good behavior. Like, what is there, like a behavior clause now? For folk that live here that pay approximately $1,702 to stay in the studio. Are you to tell me, tenant services coordinator Marquise, you have to behave a certain way in order for you to plan the trips that you get funding for from the rent that's paid by the tenants, residents, and or consumers here at the Lee Apartment? That what's in those locked glass doors that says what a supportive housing complex is supposed to do, and the 4 city agencies that have the contract says if you're supposed to do, it's not based on our behavior. What are you talking about? I said, what kind of tomfoolery is this? You can't say that, a blanket statement to grown folk. And then when you go on the bus trips, there's an individual contract that you have to sign consenting that you will follow the rules and regulations. It's a whole contract. I have a copy of it for my personal, business, and legal team. I understand this. So you got to behave a certain way in order to go on trips and have other stuff. If not, other events. If not, you don't get it. 229 unions and coalitions at the Lee Apartments. That's the legal name. I never seen nothing like this in my life. So you are in breach of contract because you told us that a blanket group, approximately 10 people, well, if you behave a certain way, you're going to go on trips and stuff. You can't do that. You got to do that anyway. That's part of your contract. That's what it says in those locked glass doors on the old, outdated sheets that you have that supportive housing is supposed to do. It's not no regular apartment. Tenant services coordinator, Marquise. What's wrong with y'all? You can't tell people that. You violating civil rights. You got to behave a certain way. Behave a certain way? So you want everybody to behave the same way. And they don't even know who you are because you don't wear ID. For all they know, you still security. Some people are seniors, some have intellectual disabilities, some just forgot. Just give me my coffee and muffin. And they got to sit there and eat a half a damn muffin when you have a whole muffin. You say, I have to make sure there's enough, and I'm paraphrasing, there's enough for everyone. So at 12:30, if no one else shows up, then you can have the other half of the muffin. That's insulting. How do you treat a grown person like that? You don't even give them one muffin. They have to have half. I said, what kind of, I never seen nothing like this in my life. The way they run this place, how do they do that? How do you do that? How? And you're required to do services and programs, and this is what you do for your coffee connection. So you can have half a muffin. Was there a meeting with Breaking Ground? And they said, well, it's okay, just give them half a muffin. What did you do with the leftovers? Did you take them to the back room, behind the multi-purpose room for the staff, so that the staff can eat the rest? That's violation of federal law. You can't do that. Anything that's bought for the tenants, consumers, or residents is for them. You can't take it home and eat it for lunch. And that's what y'all do regularly back there in that room behind the multi-purpose room, which, by the way, on your website says it's for the tenants, residents, or consumers. It don't matter who tells you and what you know and what people tell you that I said. I'm putting this shit out on social media and I'm sending it to the governor's office because you're not supposed to treat human beings this way. The Commission of Human Rights has to do something. You cannot steadily violate your contract with these 4 city agencies that are listed in that locked glass box, and we're going to get the full contract and read it and break it down and have our brothers and sisters who are attorneys read it and make you follow it and stop running this place like it's a dictatorship. And you walking around here, you got seniors and you got people with intellectual disabilities that don't know who the people are that run this joint because y'all don't wear IDs. One person wears an ID. That's the Fairly You case manager, Antoinette. The rest of y'all don't wear no IDs. If the people here don't know you by face, they don't know what to ask. What do you do? There's no directory. Allegedly, back in the day, not today, which is, it's still Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Yeah, it's still Tuesday. What is it? It's almost 11 o'clock, 10:45. Back in the day, allegedly, when you came in, there was a sign that said the director's name, or Breaking Ground, the building director, the assistant building director, and all of that. Did they ever wear IDs? Who are these people that I'm communicating with? I don't know. That's what they tell me they are. Y'all work here? Every job I ever had in New York City or New Jersey or anywhere in the country, I had to have ID and show people who I am when I walk into my place of business. Not here, just walking. If you don't know who they are by face, then you don't get what you need. This has been 229 unions and coalitions. If this is not a violation of civil rights and a violation of American with Disabilities Act of 1991 and a violation of human rights, I don't know what is. Doctor, Professor, Imam, Eva Marie King. We out here. We gonna help our people. We ain't gonna sit back and let this happen. Y'all need to stop being bullies on some real. Don't make no damn sense. Don't make no sense.